In 1980, Vladimir Nabokov wrote an essay called Good Readers and Good Writers, which I would recommend everyone to read in full. In one of its most striking lines, he says, "One cannot read a book, one can only reread it. A good reader, a major reader, an active and creative reader is above all a rereader." What does he mean by this? When you open a book for the first time, most of your mind is occupied with mapping it. You track characters, follow the plot, begin assembling the world the author has constructed. You are, in a sense, installing a map in your mind, and most of your attention is spent on orientation, simply figuring it out where you are in the story, rather than perceiving the deeper layer and architecture of the book. For Nabokov, the first reading is preparation. It's not yet the full experience of the book. The real experience begins with the second reading. And this idea echoes also something Donna Tartt, the author of The Secret History, once said in an interview.
It's terrible to ask me these questions because I just read the same books over and over again.
You do?
Yeah. I love a book more because the first time you're reading a book, you're discovering along with the writer. It's sort of an inductive process.
This is the first reason why you should reread books. But I think it is Marcel Proust who gives reading even deeper and more personal meaning. Proust, who spent the last 15 years of his life writing In Search of Lost Time, offers us another reason why we must return to books. I first encountered Proust, ironically, not through his famous novel, but through his introduction to John Ruskin's work. There he writes something extraordinary. He says that our wisdom begins where the author's ends. The end of a book's wisdom appears to us as merely the beginning of our own. At the moment when a book has told us everything it can, it leaves us with a strange feeling that it has told us nothing. And this leads to something important, in my opinion, and that I've been writing in my journals for a very long time. A book does not change, but you do. Each time you return to a book, the words on its page remains the same. Nothing has been rewritten, and yet everything is different for you. The person who reads a book at 20 is not the same person who reads the book at 30. And so rereading becomes a way of tracing yourself, of seeing who you were and who you have become. In this sense, a book continues within you, and this is what I believe Proust means. And he says that by returning to it, you are not only reading the book again, you're reading yourself. Proust gives us a second reason to return to books. We reread to understand our own evolution. But there is also a danger in reading a book only once. And it is a danger that Arthur Schopenhauer explores with particular sharpness. This brings me to the third thinker, Schopenhauer. He approaches this idea from much sharper angle as everything he does. He writes, "When we read, another person thinks for us." It's a short quote, but brevity, as they say, is the sister of the talent. And Schopenhauer says that every time you read a new book that resonates with you, you are, in a sense, borrowing someone else's thoughts. However brilliant they may be, you are encountering them for the first time and repeating them. We can often be seduced by a poisonous idea that is phrased well, and this is the danger that Schopenhauer warns us. So, what is the remedy for this? Of course, reflection through rereading. Schopenhauer shows us that we should reread so we can examine ideas critically and make them truly our own. He tells us that if we read continuously without pausing to reflect, what we read does not take root. It is mostly lost. Rereading becomes essential not just for understanding or assimilation, but also it is where your perspective converges with the perspective of the author. So these are three extremely important reasons that one can reflect on the pages of their journal for a long time, for years, because Nabokov essentially tells us that reading reveals the true architecture of a book. the hidden design that is simply invisible to us when we read a book for the first time. In the same way that you might miss much about a person's personality whom you've just met once, a book does not fully reveal itself in a single encounter. It is only by returning again and again that you begin to see the layers of its structure. In the meantime, Proust takes us somewhere even more intimate, in my opinion. He establishes a kind of relationship between ourselves and the book, an intimate relationship. Because over time you change, but the book does not. And so the only way to understand how you have changed is to return to the same great works, to reread them not just as texts, but as mirrors of yourself. In this sense, the greatest masterpieces of literature become a way of tracking the evolution of your own personality across your life. And finally, Schopenhauer, he adds both a warning and a kind of a discipline. He reminds us that it is almost impossible to truly remember something if we have only read it once. But more importantly, he tells us that during the first reading, we are not really thinking, we are borrowing. Only through reflection and through returning do those ideas begin to belong to us. I hope that these three perspectives on why rereading matters have provoked you into thinking and give you like a little bit more deep reasons how you should approach books. I'll be exploring Nabokov's essay on good readers and good writers in much more depth on my Substack, and I'll be also diving deep into Proust's introduction that I've mentioned to John Ruskin's book. So if this resonates with you, consider joining my Substack. It's free. It will be linked down below. We are also starting an Odyssey read-along, which will unfold through May all the way to July, so we can go to the theaters and watch Christopher Nolan's adaptation of it. If this is the first video that you're watching on my channel, it's quite likely that algorithm will never bring us back together again. So if you like it and want to stay in touch with me, I'll be glad if you subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.